Hey, what's going on guys? In this video we are going to see how to create an expandable program using the heap. Here what we are going to do is we are going to calculate average of certain numbers. Here we are going to ask the input from the user, and based on that we are going to calculate the average. Usually what we do is we create an array. For example, we create an array with 10 numbers and then we calculate the average. But here we are going to do differently. We are going to ask the user to decide the size of the array, and whatever the user enter. For example, if the user enter 10, the size of the array is going to be 10, so the user can enter 10 numbers and it's going to calculate the average. Okay, now let's see how to do that. So first of all we have to introduce some integer type of variables. So let's say integer and I and how many, and we have to initialize everything with 0, otherwise it's going to create a bug. Sometime it might work without 0, but most likely it will create a bug. So I equate everything to 0 initially and then start. So integer I comma how many is equal to 0, and then I set integer total is equal to 0, and the next thing is float average is equal to 0.0, and then we are going to create an equation integer points array is equal to 0, and that's it. Now the first thing is we are going to create a prompt to ask the user to decide what like how many numbers you want to enter. So we can give a printf statement for that. Printf, in this one we are going to ask the user how many numbers do you want to average. Okay, so here we put \n for the new line and then semicolon right here, and then we have to get the input from the user. Scanf, since this is an integer type of variable, we put %d, and we are going to store this one in how many, and this is a variable, so we have to put ampersand. Okay, integer variable. Okay, semicolon, and then we are going to create an equation to decide the array based on the input from the user. So in order to do that, first we have to create an equation. So here I'm going to say points array is equivalent to bracket integer pointer and then malloc how many size of integer. Okay, now here we have created the equation to decide the array based on the user's input. Now the next thing is we are going to ask the user to enter the numbers. So printf, so this is going to be the prompt for the user to enter the numbers. Printf, so here we are going to say enter them hosts, and then \n for the new line. Okay, and the semicolon, and after that we are going to create a for loop. It's going to it's going to run based on the input from the user. For example, if the user input 5 times, it's going to run 5 times to calculate. Okay, so for I is equal to 0 and I is less than how many, and each time we do the increment I ++, and here we are going to have scanf statement. This is to get the input from the user for the numbers, %d, and these are going to stored in the array we created. So the array is points array, and that's I. Okay, then here we have to create an equation for the total. Total is basically addition of these array numbers plus equal points array I. Okay, now we have created the equation for the total. Now average is easy, we just have to divide total by how many. So average is equal to total divided by how many. Now we have made both of them in integer type of variable, so in order to get the float average we have to do the typecasting. So we put float right here, so it's going to do the typecasting and we will get the answer in float. So we have to do the typecasting here, and for this one also float. And then finally we are going to give the output. That's going to be the printf statement. In this one we are going to say average is, since this is a float, we have to put %f, and that's it, and this is coming from average. Okay, that's it. Now let's go ahead and run this one. So it's asking how many numbers do we want to average. For example, let's say 5. So enter them host. So I'm gonna put some random numbers: 67, 87, 45, 35, and 6. The average is 48.000, and that's how, based on the user's input, it decide the array size, right? We don't have to enter them manually and do that. Like, this is why this kind of thing is very important. Like heap, it's going to expand as the user's input, so user can enter whatever the number he want, and he can calculate the average for however the, no matter how many, he can calculate the average for that. Okay, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and if you want to try these codes, it's in my blogger. I put the link of my blogger in the description. And also, if you are trying to learn C or C++ programming, there are a bunch of videos in my playlist. I hope you guys watch that too, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.